Right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, May 16th, set today by Panga Kupu, who I believe is a setter based in New Zealand or from New Zealand. And so there may be some Maori word hidden in the grid when we solve it. Let's start, see what Panga Kupu has in store. Party symbol linked to US election, showing full spectrum. Well, this full spectrum at the end is making me think it's going to be something to do with a rainbow. But then party symbol, well, in the US, of course, the donkey and the elephant. But I think just because linked to US election, it's probably going to be a British one. Which party has the rose? Is that the Tories or Labour? I think Labour, the red rose. And then what do the Conservatives have? Or the Lib Dems? I don't know. Of course, it could be another kind of party. Oh, we often see party as do. So could it be do followed by a symbol? But then linked to, then maybe linked to US. I'm wondering, it's something like the Rainbow Coalition. Well, that's obviously too long, but maybe it is election showing full spectrum. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Let's try the downs. Standard, chess piece, encountered queen once. Here's not a place to stay indefinitely. That last bit is very oddly phrased. Here's not. I'm wondering if we're supposed to break it after here, and we end up with not a place to stay indefinitely. And so it's some kind of something hotel. But then what would here be at the end? Standard chess piece could be a man, or it could be one of the letters that denotes one of the chess pieces. And of course, to confuse matters, the queen is a chess piece. No, too much going on there. Statement of sexual status in poetic measures. Ooh. I'm thinking poetic measures is going to be the definition, and maybe punningly it'll be a statement of sexual status. Good Lord, what is that going to be? But then what are poetic measures of feet, meter? It's going to be plural, poetic measures. No, don't get that. Assessment, reduced. Wage increase. There's shock about that. Well, that seems to be the definition, shock about that. Or maybe it's just assessment. And then we put shocks, a word for shock around a wage reduced. A wage increase might be a bonus or a raise, of course, and we reduce it. Yeah, maybe we put something around RAIS, and it gives us an assessment. We put a word for shock. No. Call from backstage. I accept the challenge. You have a feeling I accept the challenge is going to be the definition, some phrase. What is a way of saying challenge accepted? Ooh, was there something they would say when they challenge someone to a duel? Anyway, then I think it's punningly going to be called from backstage. Now, backstage should be behind the stage and, the dressing rooms, etc. But knowing The Guardian, I wonder if they really mean the back of the stage, and don't they call it, being up? And so someone can upstage you because if they're behind you, it's actually raised and the audience can see them, I think. So could it be something up? I accept the challenge. Batter up, pitch up. No. Note from Lot again, suffering, earache. We had suffering yesterday and it indicated an anagram. Lot again is 8 letters, but I wonder if we take a note from that to get back to 7 and then anagram it for an earache. Well, the note would have to be either A or G, and I'm thinking we probably have enough vowels with O, A, and I. So we could have ING, LOAT, ING. I don't know how that would be earache. Oh my goodness, this is proving quite difficult today. Strangely, hot drink, losing temperature, left inside. Well, strangely might indicate an anagram. But then, and so hot drink losing temperature might, some word for a hot drink, and we take away a T. But then left inside also sounds like wordplay. Oh, well, if left inside is wordplay, then the definition I'm thinking is strangely. And the first word I thought of was oddly. And I realize a hot drink could be a toddy. It does lose its T, and then we put an L inside it. Oh my goodness. I finally got one. Hurrah. Very tricky today. All right, be enough for top player to become exhausted. I think to become exhausted is the straightforward definition. Run or something, but then be enough for top player. No, not seeing it. All right. Does that O help? Well, if it is rainbow, it would be rainbow something. Party symbol. Rainbow colors? Maybe? But I don't see how that would work. Now let's go keep going here. Plan again with money being invested in harvest. Well, when I see a word that, or again, do something again, I think it might be a re something word. And that might be the definition, plan again. And then we have to put money inside of a word for harvest. Well, I immediately think of, and can't type, reap. So could money simply be M and plan again remap? I quite like that. Oh, and now I get the statement of sexual status. Well, I know an I am is one measure, I suppose, in poetry. An I am, I think, is when you stress the second syllable. I'm trying to remember iambic pentameter. When to the sessions of sweet silent thought I summon up remembrance of things past, etc. Now, I would have thought the plural you simply add an S, but because of the wordplay, I think the wordplay is I am by, and so that must be the plural. So I learned something new today. All right, does that help? The either an assessment or there's shock about that. It could be something electrical related. I think I'll go on with the acrosses. Africans with American importing various guns. On the contrary, I think on the contrary is the definition. It might be some simple or everyday word. But now what are Africans? Maybe some short African nationality. American might simply be an A. And then importing various guns makes me think we have to put something inside of Africans with American. Could various be an anagram indicator? But that D, the location of the D, I think makes that hard. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. All right, I marry to secure sex and reproduce. So I think reproduce is the definition. And we're going to something about I something, which then will secure. We're going to put inside it probably an M or F for male or female. Oh, what's a word for reproduce? Oh, it could be yeah, I wonder if it's reproduce as in copy, and I'm thinking of imitate. Yeah, so it's I mate, which is funny for marry, and it secures it, and we've seen this before, where sex in the crossword is represented by it, as in doing it. All right. It was sweet. Seeing broken legs, ouch. Finally, very firm internally. It was sweet. I wonder if it's an old-fashioned dessert. And now, broken legs. Ooh, finally, very might be the Y. And firm might be a company. And then legs broken around it. Oh, yeah, could it be glycose? Now, I would have said glucose, but let me look that up. Yes, glycose is an obsolete name for glucose. Okay, so good to get that one confirmed. Ooh, we do get a G there. So if it is going to be lot again, minus, now it has to be the A that is removed. Let's try the anagram helper. So it's not going to be ing, and it should mean, ooh, yeah, something for earache. No, I'm trying to think of word forms, but it could be something like neuralgia, GIA. Yeah, those other letters, the other consonants don't combine well to end in GIA. Earache. No, I'm going to need some more letters for that, I'm afraid. All right, visitors, dodging English, gales. So I think it's going to mean gales. And we have to think of a word for visitors and remove the E for English. Well, what would gales be? I'm presuming they mean high winds. Oh, actually, not necessarily high winds. I'm thinking gusts, and I realized with an E, it's guests who are visitors. So I think that's a funny definition to say gales for gusts, but anyway. Ooh, now our standard chess piece. Here's not a place to stay indefinitely. Ooh, something like a parking meter, maybe? Well, yes, standard is par, chess piece is king, and encounter the queen once is met Elizabeth Regina. So she was the queen once, they're indicating in the past. All right, that's lucky to get that because it gives us some nice starting letters. Ooh, so now this, oh, primary colors. How about that? Ah, yes, the US election is a primary, and I think is that right? Primary colors. I think it is. I think it's sort of playful that a party symbol for a US election could be a primary color. Showing full spectrum. I don't know if the primary colors show the full spectrum. I don't know. I think you need to get to violet, but anyway. Oh, I suppose you can form that from the primaries. All right. Oh, so now we begin with O. Still. Now, yeah, let me pause and look up earache. Okay, I think I have a feeling we had this before, and it's otalgia. Maybe if we get it another few times, I'll start to remember it. Now our Africans with Americans. I should be able to think of a word for. Oh, but maybe it's maybe it doesn't mean on the contrary. Maybe it is somehow related to the wordplay of various guns and saying on the contrary. Standard fits, but I don't think it's that. Oh, here's our call from backstage. Oh, of course, if you accept somebody's challenge, you say, "You're on." And it is actually a call from backstage in a theater when they knock on the dressing room and say, "You're on." Oh, so Africans now must be Ugandans. I was thinking you Africans was part of the wordplay, but it's now, I think, US importing, well, importing various guns. I think we've seen this before, where they lay out the wordplay in one way, and here they're saying one word goes inside another one, but then on the contrary tells you, no, the various guns, UGNS, is going to import and a. Oh, with American. So I think it's with American is and a. Yeah, very tricky. I'm not sure I like that kind of clue, but I suppose they have to keep us on our toes. Okay, looking at 3 down, an assessment. I'm thinking of appraisal, which I think I did say part of the word raise, and there it is. And what's around it is appall. To shock somebody could be to appall them. All right. And so I did think become exhausted might be run to earth, run to become exhausted, run to something, run to you till you drop. No, I'm not getting it. How about red banana, exotic food item from Indian cuisine? Okay, I think exotic here is indicating an anagram of red banana to get something from Indian cuisine. And we have the N and the A. Yes, I've tried Indian food, and I can't say it was to my palate exactly, but the one thing I did love, of course, was the naan bread. So luckily it's something I've heard of. All right, let's try British University with another's publisher hosting Greek book fanciers. Wow. I am wondering if it could just be book fanciers as the definition. Now, the British University, LSE, or, well, Oxford, Cambridge. Oh no, of course, Reading University would lead nicely into reading group. Yes, because I think the others publisher means another university's publisher, and OUP, I think, is the Oxford University Press, and that hosts GR for Greek. All right, on a reading group. That's clever. Let's try Blanchus, A.T.S. Eliot novel after completion of verse. I think Blanchus is the definition. And then A.T.S. Eliot novel means, I think, we anagram. A.T.S. Eliot gives us 8 letters, but it all comes after the last letter of verse, which is that E. I think there's a word, etoliates. I think I've heard of a foliated, and I think it's when a plant has, for whatever reason, become white or been blanched. So I'm fairly confident of that. All right, by implication, perhaps, start off being seen from the rear. I'm not sure how to read that. And the question mark doesn't help. I think it's going to be something in, something on. The rear makes me think like end on. Yeah, I'm not sure. This then would be a D. Be enough for top player. Top player. What's a top player? I don't think it's a child playing with a spinning top. Ooh, a top player could be a bowler, maybe putting top spin on. But I don't think so. No. All right. Tries this out, becoming most annoyed. 9 letters, so I think it's going to be an anagram of. Oh. No, so maybe a toliates isn't right. Because we don't have we have O in out, but I think out is the anagram indicator. We're almost at the 30-minute mark, so let's check a toliates. No, it's not. All right, I'm going to use I should have used the anagram helper in the beginning. All right, let's try that. Oh, and I think I want, well, I'm not sure what I wanted. Etoilates? Etiolates? What did I have before? O-L-I. Oh, yeah, I think I even changed the L from appraisal. I wasn't paying attention. So I guess then it must be I-O. Yes. So I just completely misremember that word, I think. All right. So now, let's go back to this one. Then it is an anagram, I think, of tries this. Oh, and it's going to be, let me stop and put in, I think it's going to end in EST. So let's put that in. Most annoyed. Shirtiest, yes. Thank goodness I didn't get something rude there. Shirtiest, all right. Use up a shade found in middle of peony. I think, is that another spelling of the peony flower? But I think the only reason they would spell it that way is we have to use it in wordplay. So I think use up is the definition. And we're putting something in the middle of this word, which is going to be the E and the O. And I'm thinking eat into. Oh yeah, we're putting a tint in the middle of the E and the O and eat into, for example, your savings. Official delay involving Democrat is a warning sign. Must be a red flag, right? A warning sign. Democrat is going to be the D. Oh, an official is a ref. That's clever. And a delay is lag. And we get our red flag. I like it. All right, let's finish the acrosses. A bloke at sea, covering east and west, ultimately in yacht. So I think it's going to be a yacht. I'm thinking it's going to be an anagram of a bloke at sea, indicating the anagram. And it's going to cover E for east, but I think it's going to be the T from the west, the ultimate last letter of west. So let's try a bloke, another E, and a T. And it's going to give us a yacht. Ooh, something keel. I don't know many yachts, I'm afraid. Yeah, the K is very odd. So maybe it's not an anagram. Trimaran. Ooh, could it be the name of a specific yacht? Maybe one used in an around the world race. Oh, we do have boat and keel. Is there such a thing as a keel boat? I'm going to check it. It is right. Never heard of it, but I was able to work it out from the anagram. All right. I'm a success producing form of insect life. All right, I think it will be a form of insect life. And the wordplay is I'm a success. No, not seeing it. Suddenly pay for attempt to win power around upland areas. Is it suddenly pay for, or suddenly? Suddenly at one fell swoop is a great old expression. I suppose a fell must be an upland area, although I thought the fells... Oh no, I'm thinking of the fen country or the lowlands, but fells must be upland areas. In fact, fells. So suddenly, to pay for is to atone, and then attempt to win power. Oh, I think attempt to win is woo, and power is P, and they both go around the fells. That's a tricky one. All right, French refusal to accept unknown line in plastic. I think that must be nylon. The French refusal is non, and it accepts Y, the unknown, and L for line. Hit the jackpot and fled. That must be took off, which is definitely fled. I can see how if a business is a success, you say it really took off. But is that hit the jackpot? Not sure about that. Let's see. Indication of decline in reduced size of certain genitalia. All right. Ooh, well, I'm thinking of a word. So I think the definition is of certain genitalia, and it's going to be scrotal. I wonder if that's the first time that word got into a crossword, I don't think you'd find it in the Times or the Telegraph. So let's see. Indication of decline. Oh, could be rot, which goes inside SCAL, which is scale or size, but it has been reduced. All right. Everybody upset on climbing American plane. All right, this is a word that's come up a few times, the Yano. And so all is turned upside down, or everybody upset. And then the word on is climbing, and we get that Yano. Oh, now I'm a success. Oh, I think there is something called an imago, and I think it's saying I'm a go. You really made a go of it, means you made a success of it. I'll check it. It is correct. We must have had that word recently, otherwise I'm not sure I would have thought of it. Kitchen containers, tin rejects. Well, I'm thinking of one of my favorite kitchen containers, the bread bin. But can I see why it's tin rejects? Tin rejects, no. Maybe it's not right, but I'm going to go ahead and check it. It is right. Kitchen containers. No, I don't. It's not an anagram. It's not a hidden word. Well, I can see that rejects as a verb might be the same as bins. Is tin Cockney rhyming slang maybe for bread? Brown bread is slang for dead, but tin, bread. Oh, I think tin is slang for money and bread is slang for money. That's it. All right. I think this must be end on. By implication, perhaps. Oh, so I think if you start off, then you must end on. And then if you see something from the rear view, you're seeing it end on. All right. I should have worked that out. Just the one left. Be enough for top player to become exhausted. It must be run to. I don't think it's going to be run go, run no, run no, run no more, no, run to. Be enough for top player. Let me pause and think about it. No, I'm not coming up with any likely answer to that, so I'm going to click reveal this. Run to seed. Ah, okay. That's a phrase. Run to seed. I'm sure I've heard it in the past, but it's not one I use. And I think to be enough for something is to run to that. And then a top player is a seed, of course. All right. I think I know gone to seed, where something like a hotel or a restaurant has really gone downhill. It's gone to seed. But run to seed, I'm not sure I'm familiar with that one. Anyway, let's see what 15 squared has to say. All right, today's blog is by Eileen. Enjoyable challenge. And yeah, let's see if somebody in the comments mentions what the hidden message is in Maori. Ooh, so Eileen is a little baffled by primary colors, cryptic definition. That's what I think it is. I think I understood um, once I saw the answers. I think I worked out everything. Of course, had a lot of trouble with etiolates. Oh, Endon needs help with the parsing of this. All right. Fells are the upland areas. Atone were the fells from Macduff's lament on hearing the Macbeth. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I understood everything. Bread is tin. Yeah, so I think it is boat slang for money, and then bins is rejects. Took off, double definition. All right. Found these Maori words in the grid. News and diary, okay. Could not parse something. Primary party symbol. Yeah, so I think it's just yes, and start off the opposite of the two words becomes end on. All right, well, that was fun, and after a slow start, I managed to get rolling, and I think in the end it was easier than yesterday's. Anyway, thank you as always for watching, and have a wonderful day.